Hello and welcome to WMS News. Today we will be discussing news, weather, sports, and much more.
The WMS academic team is continuing practice every Monday and Wednesday afternoon to prepare for their first match in October.
Morning sports enrichment started on Tuesday of this week. This will be held Monday through Thursday, mornings from 6:50 to 7:20 in the Southwind Gym. If you have any questions, see Mr. Ruckman or Ms. Holder.
FCA continues to have meetings every Friday morning at 7:10 in the FCA room. Everyone is welcome.
4.5 weeks progress reports went home on Wednesday afternoon. Students, please be sure to get those signed and returned to your teachers as soon as possible if you have not already done so.
As you all know, we had a great homecoming week last week. We want to give a special shout out to all of those students and faculty who rocked the dress-up days last week. It was great fun seeing everyone being so full of school spirit.
We also want to recognize the 6th grade for winning the Spirit Stick and Football Homecoming Trophy last week. Keep up the good spirit because we can definitely hear and see it. In case you missed it, Maddie Mae Booker was crowned Homecoming Queen and Jake Smith was crowned Homecoming King on Thursday night. Congratulations to all of these individuals.
We are excited to feature our Words of Wisdom segment again this week. Our Words of Wisdom today comes from Mr. Copeland.
I think if I had any words of wisdom for students at WMS, it would be pursue your education, whether it be in college or trade school or from some work experience that you think you want to do for the rest of your life, because your education is one thing that can't be taken away from you.
Thank you, Mr. Copeland. Now we go to Dylan for Tricky Trivia.
Thank you, Grayson and Haley. Last week, your tricky trivia questions were: number 1, the bald eagle name derives from an older meaning of what? Your answer is white-headed. Number 2, the bald eagle has sometimes been considered the largest what? The answer is true raptor of North America. Today's tricky trivia questions are: number 1, in 1993, Michael Jordan gave up basketball to try which sport? Number 2, Marvel superheroes such as Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Iron Man, and Fantastic Four are based in what city? Give those some thought and we'll share the answers with you guys next week. Back to the ladies with more news.
For the tricky trivia, Dylan, we now go to David for our Dates in History segment.
Thank you, ladies. I have a couple of interesting dates in history I would like to share with you this morning. Both of our events this week come from September 9th. First, in 1776, the Continental Congress renames the United Colonies the United States. Take that, Britain! Go America! Second, in 1861, Nurse Sally Tompkins is officially commissioned as the only female officer in the Confederate Army. You go, girl! Thank you for your attention. Back to Grayson and Haley with more news.
For the good information there, David. Now we go back to our avid reader, David, for a new segment highlighting the book of the week.
Thank you, Grayson and Haley. The books of this week are the Inheritance series by Christopher Paolini. There are 4 books in the series. These books are listed on the screen behind me. They are about elves, dwarves, kings, and queens, but mostly about a dragon and a trident. You can find all 4 in the WMS library. I hope you enjoy them. Now back to Grayson and Haley with the news.
That sounds like some serious reading entertainment. Thank you for that report, David. Now it is time to discuss a very important topic, bullying, with Brooke and Hunter.
Words hurt. Do you ever think about that? Bullies are a big problem in today's society. Boys and girls have totally different ways of bullying. The 3 main methods of bullying are verbal, physical, and cyber. Do not participate in these actions. Girls are mostly involved with cyberbullying and physical bullying. Boys do more physical bullying and verbal bullying. Once again, do not participate in these actions. If you see this happening, tell an adult as quickly as possible. Now back to Grayson and Haley for more news.
Thank you for the good information and advice, Brickenhunter. We now want to recognize some special individuals who are celebrating birthdays from September 11th through the 17th.
Students celebrating birthdays this week include 8th grader Chris Miller, 7th graders Jacob Crook and Carly Harris, and 6th grader Melanie Baggett. Our only faculty birthday for this week is Miss Gross, who celebrates her birthday on the 16th. Happy birthday to you all.
We will now take a break from the news for just a moment to display the breakfast and lunch menus for the upcoming week. And we're back. We now go live to Ethan for this weekend's weather.
You ladies, the weather for this weekend looks quite nice. On Friday, the high will be 83 degrees and the low will be 57 degrees. And the wind will be out of the west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. We will be looking at some possible rainy conditions. The chance for rain on this day are 50%, so you may want to have those umbrellas handy. Saturday and Sunday look fantastic. Get outside and enjoy some cooler temperatures as fall will be in the air this weekend. On Saturday, the high will be 68 degrees and the low will be a chilly 47 degrees. There's a slight chance for rain on this day and the wind will be coming from the north at about 11 miles per hour. If you like Saturday's forecast, you will enjoy Sunday's as well. The high is forecasted as 70 degrees and the low is forecasted as a cool 46 degrees. There's also a small chance for rain on this day as well, and the winds will be out of the north at 8 miles per hour. That's all for the weather. Now back to Grayson and Haley for the news.
Looks like a great weekend. For sports this week, we now go to Callie and Kinsey.
Thank you, Grayson and Haley. In this sports this week, we will be discussing WMS football, WHS football, and local college football. We will begin with WMS football.
Your WMS Eagles took on Red Bowling Springs last Thursday night for homecoming. It was a great night for your Eagles as they beat the Bulldogs 42-22. The leading scorer of the night for the Eagles was Jake Smith, who had 3 touchdowns. Other players to score included Colin Castile, Tyson Leddick, and Saul Suter. Great job, Eagles.
On Tuesday night, WMS traveled to Walter J. Baird Middle School in Lebanon. Sadly, your Eagles fell victim to the Blue Devils by a score of 8-40. Players scoring for the Eagles included Tyson Leddick and Jake Smith. The loss drops the Eagles' overall record to 2 wins and 2 losses for the season. WMS will be back in action on Tuesday night, playing in Lebanon against Carroll, Oakland at 6:30.
We would also like to give a shout out to our cheerleaders. They did an outstanding job at the pep rally and game last Thursday, as well as the game Tuesday night. Keep up the good work, ladies.
In high school football action, the WHS Eagles suffered another defeat at Forest last Friday night. The Eagles lost by a final score of 7-35. WHS will be back in action at home on Friday night at 7 p.m. against Community for Homecoming. Come out and root on the Eagles.
In local college football action, the University of Tennessee defeated Bowling Green State University 59-30. With the win, UT's record is now 1-0. The 23rd ranked Vols play host to the 19th ranked Oklahoma Sooners tomorrow at 5 p.m. on ESPN.
Vanderbilt lost to Western Kentucky last Thursday night 12-14. The Commodores are now 0-1 on the season. Vandy resumes play tomorrow at home against the Georgia Bulldogs at 2:30 on CBS.
Middle Tennessee State University defeated the Jackson State Tigers 70-14 last Saturday. MTSU's overall record now is 1-0. The Blue Raiders travel to Alabama tomorrow to take on the Crimson Tide at 3 p.m. on SEC Network.
Western Kentucky defeated Vanderbilt last Thursday, 14-12. With the victory, WK's record is 1-0. On the season, the Hilltoppers played last night at home against Louisiana Tech. We will report on this next week.
Now back to Grayson and Haley with more news.
Thank you for the sports ladies. We now go to our WMS News Director, Mr. May, for a special report.
Good morning, WMS. As you all know, today is September 11th. On this date, 14 years ago, life in our country was changed forever. It is a day that I, as well as members of our faculty, remember all too well. The morning started the same as any other, with Americans all across our great country heading to work and school. However, this morning changed abruptly as we all received the terrible news that one of the World Trade Center's Twin Towers in New York City had been struck by an airplane. We soon learned that this plane was hijacked by terrorists, as well as planes that struck the World Trade Center's other Twin Tower and the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. We later learned that another hijacked plane was bound for the White House in our nation's capital, but was wrestled off course by the actions of some incredibly heroic passengers until it crashed in a field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania, saving countless lives. People all across our country simply sat and watched TV, stunned beyond belief at what they were seeing. This day was one of the longest days that I can ever remember. When the attacks had concluded, nearly 3,000 individuals had lost their lives. This included innocent passengers and workers, as well as heroic police officers and firefighters. We pause on this day to remember the memories of all of these individuals. As a country, it took us some time to truly recover from the events of September 11, 2001. However, there is no doubt in my mind that we have become stronger as a result and will continue to do so in the future. As we think about this day, let's all remember to be proud to be Americans as we live in the greatest country in the world.
Thank you, Mr. May.
Thanks for watching.
Until next time, stay classy, WMS.